Tonight, we take a look at the value of double stuffed Oreos. And now, with some science news, he is the gibbous to your crescent. Here's Mr. Matthews. Thank you for that warm introduction. Tonight on Science News, we take a look at moon phases. Moon phases. And before we really get started, I want to give a shout out to some students who did wonderful comments, listed wonderful comments and really thoughtful comments on the science video I posted last week on force and motion and acceleration. Really great comments. So shouts out to Yahira, Emedith, Malak, Yandel, Ilias, and Ashraf. And remember, you can comment, and we really want you to comment on all 9 teachers. All 9 of us are posting videos throughout the week. And we really want you to comment on everyone's video, regardless of if you're in my homeroom or Miss Stallings' homeroom or Miss Beard or Miss Coatney's homeroom. We really want you to comment on everyone's YouTube video because we really put a lot of work into these, and we really enjoy seeing your comments. And just know that we continue to miss you. We love you. And we love seeing all of the comments that let us know that you're still learning, even though we're not at school. The particular standard that we're looking at today is 5 ESS 1.4. That ESS just means Earth and Space Science. Today's I can statement is I can explain the cause and effect relationship between the positions of the Sun, Earth, and Moon and resulting eclipses, position of constellations, and appearance of the moon. Now that one is chock full of vocabulary words, particularly the ones that we're going to pay attention to today are the idea that the moon has an appearance, that we start to see a pattern develop. So that kind of leads us into our essential question today, that at the end of this video, I would love to see some comments as your answers to this particular essential question. What causes the repeating patterns of the moon's appearance? In other words, the moon throughout a month, for example, we'll start to see different patterns in observing the moon. And so we're really going to be looking at what are those patterns today, as well as using some background knowledge of what causes the moon to orbit the Earth, as well as that whole revolution and rotation along the sun. So let's take a look at some vocabulary that you're going to see today. Obviously, the biggest vocabulary word here is the term moon. And from our perspective, the moon is a solar object, in other words, an object in the solar system that orbits around the Earth. The word orbit just simply means to travel around, to go around something. For example, if you're at school and you're moving around your desk, you're orbiting your desk. That's just an example. So Earth, we only have one moon. Jupiter, on the other hand, in other words, every planet could have a different number of moons. Not all planets have one moon like Earth does. Jupiter, for example, has 69 moons. 69 moons. That's amazing. 69 moons. All right, let's take a look at really the first phase of the moon, if you will. First phase is called the new moon. New moon. So kind of help you remember that if you're starting out something, it's always new to you. If you're first starting something out, it's always new. So the moon is completely dark because it is between the Earth and the sun. So again, the new moon is really the first phase of these moon cycles, and the moon is completely dark because it is between the Earth and the sun. To kind of better help us get a better picture of this, we're now going to use, yes, you saw in the news clip earlier, we're using double stuffed Oreos to show us these moon phases. So now let's take a look at what this would look like from a physical model. All right, so the first one we're going to do is the new moon. So if you remember, the new moon is where none of the moon is seen. All right, so I'm going to take this, and just because I want to scrape this off, I think that's really cool. Oops, I'll eat that later. All right, so I'm going to make sure to scrape all this real good. All right, and there's the new moon. None of the moon is being seen. That is so cool, being able to use an Oreo like that. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at now the second phase. The second phase. So the first phase, just to review right quick, it's called the new moon, and that's when it's completely dark because the moon is in between the Earth and the sun. The second phase is called the crescent moon. Crescent moon. Some of my favorite things to eat are crescent rolls. Crescent rolls. This is kind of where that term comes from, is this shape of a crescent moon here. On Earth, we can see only about a fourth. There's your fraction for you, so some math. Only about a fourth of the moon's surface that faces us. Only about a fourth. Let's now show that using Oreos. All right, now we're going to do the crescent moon. All right, and remember the crescent moon is where 1/4 of the moon is being shown. So I'm going to kind of carve out a little bit here. Leave that on there. Try to scrape this off. All right, perfect. There we go. And then crescent moon here. And then this is going to be the opposite side. All right, Lizzie's wanting some. All right, and then I'm going to scrape this off. Be a little messy, but that's the fun of it. And there we go. Now we have our two crescent moons. I am glad that was a crescent moon so I could eat 3/4 of that icing. I sure do love those double stuffed Oreos. Y'all know I be loving that kind of stuff. All right, so let's take a look now at the third phase. So remembering the second phase is the crescent moon, where the fourth of the moon's surface is facing us and is showing. The third phase is called the quarter moon, the quarter moon. And the quarter moon, actually, in math, we know that quarter can be represented as 25 cents or 25 1/100ths, but also 1/4. But in this case, the quarter moon just refers to when you're able to see half of the moon's surface. Half of the moon's surface. You see in the picture here, we only see half of the moon. The other half is over in this area here. It's darkened. All right, so now let's show this. All right, now we're going to do our quarter moons. So if you remember, quarter moon is where half of the moon is seen. So we're going to take this off, and we're going to scrape off half. All right, there's one half. And let's go down here. Second. All right, and there's our quarter moons. All right, and we're back. Let's now take a look at the fourth phase. We're almost through with the phase cycle. Fourth phase. This is a word that may be new to some of you. It's pronounced gibbous, the gibbous moon. Fourth phase is the gibbous moon. Now we can see 3/4 of the moon's surface, 3/4 of the surface. Here's the 1/4 that is shaded out, that is darkened here. So the gibbous moon is when we can see 3/4 of the moon's surface. Let's now show 3/4 of the moon's surface using a gibbous moon. All right, now we're going to do our two gibbous moons. So if you remember again, the gibbous moon is where 3/4 of, if I grab the right one, 3/4 of the moon is shown. So I kind of carve out a little crescent here. Notice I'm using the vocabulary words, crescent. All right. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. There we go. There's that gibbous. Let me see if I can do a little bit better job on this one. Carve out a little crescent. And there we go. Those are gibbous. All right, let's take a look at the last moon phase, the last moon phase. So the fifth phase is called the full moon. This is perhaps what many of us are used to seeing and have heard a lot throughout our time here. So the fifth phase is called the full moon. And at this point, we can see the entire surface. Good, y'all caught that. Good. See, I do little cross-curricular videos. I had a misspelling here, and I wanted to see if y'all caught that. Very good. Y'all caught that. It should be of. Very good. At this point, we can see the entire surface of the moon. So there are no hidden spots. There are no darkened spots. The entire surface. So now let's show that using our wonderful double stuffed Oreos. All right, and lastly, we're going to do the full moon. And the full moon is the one I don't like the most because it doesn't have any extra icing off of it. So the full moon, got to make sure to get all this little extra because the full moon shows all of the moon and there's nothing hidden. I know, Lizzie, I know you want some. All right, so here's the full moon. All right, so let's take a look again. We're going in this motion, so we're starting with our new moon, none of the moon being seen. Then we move into our crescent, quarter, gibbous moon, full moon, and then back in a cyclical cycle, gibbous, quarter, crescent, and back to new moon. And there you have it, the moon cycle. All right, and there you have it, all 5 phases of the moon cycle. Let's now look at a 10 ready style question that utilizes the moon phases. So here's the question. The model represents the sun, earth, moon system. The numbers represent 4 positions of the moon in its orbit around the earth. And before we really jump into this question, I do want to talk about one misconception that I know some of you may still have, is that the moon actually does not produce its own light. The earth does not produce its own light. The moon and the earth are illuminated or lit up by the sunlight. Okay, so that may be a misconception that some of you may still have. All right, so let's look at the question now. Which number represents the location of the moon when it is in the new moon phase? All right, so let's go back to our slide, or in your case, the video maybe. The new moon phase, the moon is completely dark because it is between the earth and the sun. So we're looking for the moon being in between the earth and the sun. Which one, let me kind of move this little thing out of the way. Which one would show that? Which one would show the moon being in between the earth and the sun? Would the first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one? Which one do you think? Good, the fourth one, yes. So the answer is D here. The fourth one would definitely show that because the moon is directly in between the sun and the earth. All right. Exit ticket. Got an exit ticket. Hey, exit ticket. Okay. All right. So for today's exit ticket, or whenever you're viewing this, I want you to go to Generation Genius, and the link is here, and I'll post the link also in the description below. So when you go here, you're going to watch this video on the moon and its phases. And then once you watch the video, you're going to scroll down to the very bottom, and you're going to click Exit Ticket and post your answers in the comments below. So if you scroll down here to the very bottom, it's going to say Exit Ticket. And once you complete that exit ticket, here are the 3 levels of questions that you can answer and that you need to answer. So once you have selected your answers and your 3 answers to your questions, go to the comments below in the video here and comment your answers. And remember, we want you to start commenting on each other's answers as well. So we do a great job of that in class. We want to extend that here virtually and make sure that you are showing some accountable talk with each other, such as I agree, I disagree, but make sure to keep it respectful and make sure to give why you agree, why you disagree. You can also, if you would choose to do so, hit that online quiz game. I know many of you love that Quizizz. You can hit this online quiz game and do the quizzes as well. Again, thank you for everything that you've done so far in these online YouTube videos. We really do appreciate it. We love you. We miss you. We hope you and your families are doing well and learning together. And I hope that you try this Oreo science project at home and are able to teach your younger siblings or even your parents maybe about the moon phases. Until next time, Mr. Matthews is out.